Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Korean ebook before it's gone.
Imagine you're at the bus stop trying to find a restaurant. The bus arrives and you want to ask the driver where the bus goes. What do you say? 안녕하세요, 이재입니다. Jae here. Anyone can learn to use public transportation in Korea. In this lesson, you'll learn how. Mark and Karen are using public transportation to find a restaurant. Let's watch.
702번 버스가 곧 도착합니다.
아저씨, 종로 1가에 가나요? 네, 갑니다. 2명이요. 잠시만요. 이제 되세요.
다음 정류소는 종로 1가입니다.
Now with English.
(702번) 버스가 곧 도착합니다.
아저씨, 종로 1가에 가나요? 네, 갑니다. 2명이요. 잠시만요. 이제 되세요.
다음 정류소는 종로 1가입니다.
Here are the keywords from the scene. 다음, 다음, next, 다음, 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 정류소, 정류소, bus stop, 정류소, 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 번, 번, number, 번, 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 가다, 가다, to go, 가다, 가다, 가다. 잠시만요, 잠시만요. Wait a moment, please. 잠시만요, 잠시만요, 잠시만요. 이제, 이제, now, 이제, 이제, 이제. 아저씨, 아저씨. Casual way to say Mr. 아저씨, 아저씨, 아저씨. And now a breakdown of some of the Korean you heard in the scene. In the scene, how did Mark ask the driver about his bus route? 아저씨, 종로 1가에 가나요? 아저씨, 종로 1가에 가나요? 아저씨, 종로 1가에 가나요? It means, Mister, is it going to 종로 1가? Here, let's take a look at the word 아저씨. It's the casual way to say Mister in Korean. When you want to address a man who is older than you in a friendly way, you can use this word. With female staff, for example, a staff member at a restaurant, you can say 아주머니 to address the lady. This is a casual way to say Mrs. To say Miss, you can use 아가씨, usually with female staff in their 20s. Next, we have 종로 1가에 가나요? 종로 1가 is the name of a street located at the center of the business district in North Seoul. Mark asked the driver if his route includes 종로 1가, so he said his destination first, then the location marking particle 에, 종로 1가에. After that, he added 가나요, which means is it going? This is originated from the verb 가다, which means to go. Now you try. Say Mark's line. 아저씨, 종로 1가에 가나요? What did Mark and Karen hear at the bus stop when the bus was coming?
702번 버스가 곧 도착합니다.
702번 버스가 곧 도착합니다. 702번 버스가 곧 도착합니다. This means bus number 702 will arrive shortly. The sentence starts with the number of the bus 702, 702. Then we have the counter 번 and 버스, the noun for bus. Altogether we have bus number 702 or in Korean 702번 버스. Using this pattern you can say 300번 버스 to mean bus number 3000 or 520번 버스 to mean bus number 520. Next we have 곧 도착합니다. 곧 means soon and 도착합니다 means to arrive. You'll hear the same announcement at a subway station too. Now you try. Say the announcement.
(702번) 버스가 곧 도착합니다.
Now the lesson focus. Here's how to ride a bus in Korea. In Seoul, a bus system connects every corner of the city. Buses are called 버스 in Korean, and they have three colors in Seoul. Green is for smaller areas, blue is for connecting different districts, and red buses connect different cities. If you want to check a bus route, say your destination and the phrase 에 가나요? Listen again to what Mark said. 아저씨, 종로 1가에 가나요? Mister, is this going to 종로 1가? Passengers on the bus must board using the front door and exit using the back door. You can transfer from a bus to another bus or from a bus to the subway almost for free up to 5 times. But you have to make sure to transfer within 30 minutes. To receive free transfers, make sure to scan your card whenever you exit the bus or subway. You can transfer between subways for free even if they are operated by different companies. Sometimes you may be charged additional fees depending on the distance you travel. When you get on the bus, scan your transportation card. If you hear 잔액이 부족합니다 or you have insufficient balance, you can pay by cash. Take your cash and put it into the box near the driver's seat. You receive your change but use nothing bigger than 5,000 won bills when you pay by cash. When you want to pay for 2 or more passengers, say the number and 명이요. For example, if you want to pay for 2, say 2명이요. For 3, 3명이요. After saying this phrase, wait a second. The driver will change the setting of the card scanner. When it's done, scan your card to pay for multiple people. When you've paid once for multiple people, you can transfer only to buses. Make sure to say 2명이요 or 3명이요 when you transfer to the next bus. Otherwise, you won't get the transfer service. When you're on the bus, make sure to listen to the announcement. The announcement will be in Korean and English and will be displayed inside the bus. If you hear your bus stop's name, press the red bell that is nearest to you. If no one presses it, the bus won't stop. When the bus arrives, make sure to scan your card. The card reader is placed next to the exit door. When your card was not scanned correctly, you'll hear 카드를 다시 대주십시오, which means please scan your card again. Make sure you put your card on the reader for at least 1 second. Now it's time to practice your new ability. You're getting onto a bus in Seoul to go to Hongdae. Ready? Here we go. You've entered the bus and need to ask the driver about the route. You want to ask if the bus goes to Hongdae. What should you say? 홍대에 가나요? The bus announces your destination is at the next stop. What should you do? When you hear the announcement, press the red button, scan your card, and get off through the back door. Great job! 홍대에 가나요? When you hear the announcement, press the red button, scan your card, and get off through the back door. 잘했어요. Now watch the scene one more time. After that, you'll be ready to take a bus in Korea. 안녕히 계세요.
702번 버스가 곧 도착합니다.
아저씨, 종로 1가에 가나요? 네, 갑니다. 2명이요. 잠시만요. 이제 되세요.
다음 정류소는 종로 1가입니다.
여러분 안녕하세요. 노경진입니다. 여러분은 대한민국에 국교가 없다는 거 알고 계세요? 한국에서는 불교, 기독교, 천주교 등 다양한 종교를 믿는 사람들이 함께 살아가고 있습니다. 이번 시간에는 불교의 대표적인 기념일이자 공휴일인 부처님 오신 날에 대해서 알아볼 겁니다. 부처님 오신 날은 음력 5월 18일로 불교의 창시자 석가모니가 태어난 날로 알려져 있습니다. 한국에서는 기원전 37년에 한반도에 세워진 고구려라는 나라에서부터 불교를 국교로 지정했는데요. 그때부터 부처님 오신 날을 중요하게 생각하기 시작했습니다. 부처님 오신 날이 되면 사람들이 거북이나 물고기를 들고 강가로 가는 경우가 많은데요. 그 이유가 무엇일까요? 정답은 이 비디오 마지막에 알려드릴게요. 한국에는 서울과 같은 도시보다는 지방의 산속에 큰 절들이 많이 있습니다. 그래서 부처님 오신 날이 되면 사람들은 전국 여기저기에 있는 큰 절들을 방문하고 있는데요. 절 가운데에 있는 석가 주위를 돌면서 소원을 빌기도 하고 연등 안에 소원을 적은 종이를 넣기도 하면서 절 안에서 열리는 다양한 행사에 참여합니다. 부처님 오신 날의 가장 유명한 행사는 바로 연등회입니다. 연등은 연꽃 모양을 한 등을 의미하는데요. 이 연등 안에 먼저 소원을 적은 종이를 넣은 다음 촛불이나 전구를 넣어 연등 속을 환하게 밝힙니다. 그런 다음 이렇게 밝혀진 연등을 절 안에 걸게 되고요. 연등 행사가 있는 날에 절에 가면 수만 개의 연등이 절을 환하게 밝힌 모습을 볼 수 있으실 겁니다. 그리고 부처님 오신 날에 가면 절에서 식사를 하는 사람들이 많은데요. 이때 먹는 음식이 사찰 비빔밥입니다. 여러분은 고추장과 밥, 야채, 고기를 섞어 만든 대표적인 한국 음식, 비빔밥 많이 들어보셨죠? 절에서는 이 비빔밥 안에 고기를 넣지 않습니다. 그리고 절 주변에서 직접 재배한 나무를 넣어서 비빔밥을 만듭니다. 이 비빔밥은 고기가 들어있지 않아서 정신을 맑게 해준다고 하네요. 그래서 많은 사람들이 부처님 오신 날에는 절에 가서 이 사찰 비빔밥을 먹습니다. 여러분은 부처님 오신 날의 또 다른 이름을 알고 계세요? 바로 석가탄신일입니다. 석가는 부처님, 탄신일은 태어난 날이라는 의미의 한자어예요. 석가탄신일과 부처님 오신 날, 모두 같은 날이라는 거 꼭 기억해 두세요. 자, 그럼 여기에서 오늘의 퀴즈의 정답을 알려드릴게요. 석가탄신일에 사람들은 방생을 하기 위해 거북이와 물고기를 가지고 강가로 갑니다. 방생은 집에서 키우던 거북이와 물고기를 자연에 풀어주는 행사인데요. 그래서 석가탄신일이 되면 한강이나 청계천 같은 강가에 가서 방생을 하는 사람들을 자주 볼 수 있습니다. 이번 레슨 어떠셨어요? 새롭게 알게 된 내용들 많이 있으셨나요? 여러분은 어떤 종교를 믿으세요? 그 종교에 대한 특별한 행사가 있나요? koreanclass101.com 코멘트란에 남겨주세요. 그럼 다음 시간에 만나요.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is how to learn a language in 2022. If you're planning to learn a language in 2022, then this episode is for you, especially if you want to finally succeed with your New Year's resolution, instead of failing or giving up in the next week or two. That's why today you'll discover 1. The 4 critical steps you need to take when learning a new language, and 2. How to set goals and New Year's resolutions that won't fail you in 2022. But first, if you're looking for some free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Using Opposites Conversation Cheat Sheet. With this new cheat sheet, you'll learn common opposite adjectives like near and far, hot and cold, and grammar rules on how to use these words in a sentence. Second, the How to Say Goodbye PDF Writing Workbook. With this printable PDF, you'll pick up some common parting greetings and be able to practice writing them out. Third, can you talk about cars in your target language? Learn how to say words like tire, windshield, headlights, and more with this quick vocab bonus. Fourth, must know words and phrases for public transportation. Learn how to say ticket, bus, train, and much more with this quick 1-minute lesson. Fifth, the 10 habits of highly effective language learners. Wondering which habits will help you succeed with language learning? Then check out this free lesson. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. How to learn a language in 2022. Part 1. The 4 critical steps you need to take when learning a new language. Every time you start a new language, you should start with 1. Goals, 2. Anchor points, 3. Grammar, 4. Reading. What are these 4 steps, and why do you need them to succeed with language learning? Let's jump in. The first one is goals. Everything starts with a goal, but your goal itself can also lead you to failure if you don't set it the right way. So more specifically, you need to set small, measurable monthly goals instead of just, I want to learn a language and be fluent this year. We'll cover goals in the second part of this episode, so stay tuned. After goals, the second step is setting anchor points. What are anchor points? Imagine a small ship in the middle of a big lake. It's windy, lots of waves, and the ship is bobbing up and down, drifting all around. What would you use to stop the ship from drifting away? An anchor. And just like an anchor keeps the ship in place, anchor points keep you from drifting away from your language. So an anchor point is a connection to the language that keeps you attached to the language and motivated to learn the language. One great example is language school. Imagine you signed up and paid thousands of dollars up front. Paying that much would motivate you to make the most of your time there. It's also a big commitment, one that you can't easily back out of. And school dictates your schedule. You have to wake up early, you have to do homework. Your life revolves around the classes. And as such, language school and the language itself become anchor points that your life revolves around. Anchor points can also be family or a partner that speaks the language you're learning. You're around them, you're exposed to the language, so your motivation to learn gets a bit stronger. Buying a language learning program or textbook are also examples of good anchor points. You invested your hard-earned money, which means you're serious about learning. Plus, you want to make sure your investment doesn't go to waste, so you're more motivated. If you're wondering if you have any anchor points, you already have at least one. You're watching our lessons on YouTube. But the more anchor points you have, the stronger your motivation will be. So if you're into music or TV shows in your target language, those can serve as anchor points too. These are things that connect you to the language and add a bit of motivation to learn more, or at the very least, understand what you're watching or listening to. We covered goals and anchor points. What's next? The third step is you must have a good grasp of grammar of your native language. Now, you might wonder, if you're learning a new language, why focus on your native language? Well, as native speakers, the problem is we know what good grammar sounds like, but we can't explain how or why our language works the way it works. So if you don't have a good grasp of grammar, the backbone or the rules of a language, then you'll have a tough time learning a new language. You'll jump in and start learning words and phrases, but you'll never learn how to put them together and make sentences. That's a common problem beginners have. Now, if you already know the grammar of your native language, how do you apply that to your target language? For example, if you're an English speaker, and if you know that English sentences follow the subject, verb, object pattern, and if you know that languages have specific sentence patterns, then you'd go look at patterns. Then you'd have a good idea of how to create your own sentences, instead of learning random words first. Finally, the fourth step is reading. Reading is good simply because you can do it anywhere, anytime, and without a teacher. It's a skill you can get started on day one, on your own. Reading also tends to spill over into other areas. The more you read, the more words and grammar rules you come across. So you boost your vocabulary and grammar, which can seep into speaking and listening. If you read out loud, you're practicing two skills at once. Now, we've covered what you need: goals, anchor points, reading, and grammar. Setting anchor points, knowing your own grammar, and reading are simple enough, but how do you set goals that don't lead you to failure? Part 2. How to set goals and New Year's resolutions that won't fail you in 2022. The goal that you set can make or break your language learning journey. So setting the right goals makes all the difference between success and failure. Just think about all of the common New Year's resolutions. What comes to mind? Goals like, I want to be fluent someday. I want to speak the language. I want to lose weight. I want to save more money. These big, vague goals often lead to failure because you simply have no idea how to approach the goal and you don't know what you're aiming for. Instead, your goals should be small, measurable, and monthly. For example, speak 1 minute of conversation by the end of the month. Learn 100 words by the end of the month. Finish chapter 1 of your language textbook by the end of the month. If you're using our program, finish 20 audio lessons by the end of the month. All of these are small and specific. 1 minute, 100 words, 1 chapter, 20 audio lessons. This means that they're easy to reach, unlike something vague like fluency. They're also measurable. You know when you reach 1 minute. You can check if you know all 100 words or if you finished all 20 lessons. If you aim for fluency, you won't know when you hit it. It's too vague and too big of a goal, and it may take years to hit. Finally, all of these goals have a deadline, the end of the month. That would mean January 31st of this year. Deadlines give you a clear date to aim for, and without one, you'll forever be floating around without much progress. So set a deadline for the end of every month. So now that you know how to set small, measurable monthly goals, leave us a comment. What's your small, measurable monthly goal, and what's the deadline? So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye!
여러분 안녕하세요. 노경진입니다. 한국의 어린이들에게는 생일이 2번 있다는 이야기 들어보신 적 있으세요? 첫 번째 생일은 진짜 자기 생일날이고요. 두 번째 생일은 바로 어린이날입니다. 어린이날은 매년 5월 5일에 있습니다. 이날 부모님들이 아이들이 평소에 갖고 싶던 선물을 사주기도 하고요. 아이들이 가고 싶어하는 장소로 함께 나들이도 가기도 합니다. 그럼 어린이날 아이들이 가장 가고 싶어하는 곳은 어디일까요? 정답은 이 비디오 마지막에 알려드릴게요. 어린이날의 역사는 생각보다 오래되었습니다. 1923년 5월에 처음 시작되었는데요. 이때만 해도 어린이 인권이라는 개념이 별로 없었기 때문에 사실 어린이들의 삶은 그렇게 행복하지 않았습니다. 그런 어린이들이 단 하루라도 행복했으면 하는 바람으로써 당시 소설가였던 방정환 선생님을 중심으로 여러 단체들이 모여 5월 1일을 어린이날로 지정했습니다. 일제강점이 심해졌던 중간에 잠깐 사라지기도 했지만 그 뒤로 지금까지 어린이날은 계속해서 한국의 대표적인 공휴일로 남아 있습니다. 그럼 어린이날에 어린이들은 무엇을 할까요? 휴일이 단 하루밖에 없기 때문에 보통 멀리 여행을 가기는 조금 어렵습니다. 그래서 집에서 가까운 놀이공원이나 동물원에 나들이 가는 경우가 많습니다. 또는 아이들이 좋아하는 선물을 사기 위해서 백화점에 가거나 근처 레스토랑에서 맛있는 식사를 하는 경우가 많은데요. 어린이날이 되면 아이들은 부모님에게 어떤 선물이 갖고 싶은지 미리 얘기하고는 합니다. 그리고 이때에 맞춰서 어린이날이 되면 백화점에서 어린이날 특별 세일이 시작됩니다. 그렇다면 아이들이 가장 좋아하는 선물은 무엇일까요? 지금은 아이패드나 아이폰과 같은 전자제품을 갖고 싶어하는 아이들이 가장 많다고 하네요. 한국 경제가 좋지 않았던 80년대까지만 해도 과자 상자가 가장 인기가 많은 어린이날 선물이었다고 합니다. 그렇다면 아직 결혼을 하지 않은 사람들은 어린이날을 어떻게 보낼까요? 보통은 평범한 휴일처럼 데이트를 하거나 집에서 쉬기도 하지만 부모님과 함께 어린이날을 보낼 수 없는 아이들을 위해 사회복지시설에 방문해서 함께 놀아주는 경우가 많다고 하네요. 자, 그러면 여기서 오늘의 퀴즈의 정답 알려드릴게요. 바로 롯데월드나 에버랜드 같은 놀이공원입니다. 사람들이 많이 있어서 놀이기구를 타기는 힘들겠죠? 하지만 귀여운 캐릭터 인형도 만나고 맛있는 음식도 먹을 수 있는 놀이공원이 지금도 어린이날 가장 인기 많은 장소라고 하네요. 이번 레슨 어떠셨어요? 새롭게 알게 된 내용들 많이 있으셨나요? 여러분이 태어난 나라에서는 어린이들을 위한 특별한 날이 있나요? 그날에 어떤 행사들이 있나요? koreanclass101.com 코멘트란에 남겨주세요. 그럼 다음 시간에 만나요.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is, are you an introvert or an extrovert? And how to speak more of your target language. Since you're learning the language, then you're very much aware of the importance of speaking, which can be easy if you're an extrovert or hard if you're an introvert. So, how can you speak more if you're on the shy side? Keep watching this month's episode. You'll discover who learns faster, extroverts or introverts, why learning a language can help you become more extroverted, and 5 ways to speak more, even if you're an introvert. But first, if you're looking for new free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Sport and Exercise Conversation Cheat Sheet. Want to talk about fitness in your target language? You'll learn over 50 words and phrases for sports and exercise with this brand new cheat sheet. Second, the 40 words and phrases for ordering food writing workbook. With this free resource, you'll pick up must-know words and phrases for the restaurant and practice writing them out as well. Third, the top 12 April Fool's phrases. Want to be able to say some outrageous phrases in your target language for April Fool's Day? Then you'll want this April Fool's phrase list. Fourth, can you talk about your bones in your target language? Learn how to say words like skull, ribs, spine, and much more with this quick vocab bonus. 5th, 20 must-know jewelry vocabulary. Do you know how to say earrings or necklace in your target language? If you don't, then this vocab lesson is for you. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? And how to speak more of your target language. Part 1. Do extroverts or introverts learn languages faster? If you've ever wondered whether introverts or extroverts learn the language faster, there have been studies done on this. And as you'd expect, extroverts do have an advantage when it comes to speaking and overall conversational skills. Of course, these studies didn't take into account mistakes you may make, such as grammar, vocab, etc. And introverts? Introverts tend to observe and listen more, and tend to be better listeners. Do you agree with these findings? Leave a comment. So the key takeaway is they each have their own advantages. One has something that the other lacks. And that makes sense, doesn't it? If you speak less, your speaking skills will be weaker. And if you want to just speak a lot, you get good at speaking but miss out on the other skills, like listening and reading. So unfortunately, you can't really say who learns faster based on personality alone, just that each one has their advantages and disadvantages. But personality aside, success with a language will always depend on your attitude towards learning itself and how much time you put in. The person that has a better chance of becoming fluent will always be the one that puts in more time to learn, practice, get feedback, adjust with the feedback, and not so much about whether they're extroverted or introverted. But what if you're an introvert who wants to be able to speak more? Is there a way to become more extroverted? Part 2. How to speak more, even if you're an introvert. There are ways to become more extroverted, at least more than your usual self. How? Well, first, by learning a language. When you learn a language, you have a natural desire to connect with native speakers, even if you're shy. Also, native speakers tend to be very supportive and welcoming when you're trying to learn their language. So even if you're shy, it's kind of hard to stay shy in the long run when the people you speak with are so encouraging. In your native language, even if you know a million ways to start a conversation, you might not try to speak to someone because you're worried about whether you have something clever to say or the timing or some other social aspect. But in another language, where you may only know a few phrases, you're not bogged down by that. You just do the best you can with the few phrases you have. Plus, learning a language alone gives you a chance to reinvent yourself. To learn another language is to acquire another soul, as the quote goes. So, learning a language alone puts you on a path towards becoming more extroverted. But if you want specific tips, here are 5 ways to speak more, even if you're an introvert. Number 1. Learn how to listen like an introvert. How can this help you to speak more? Introverts tend to listen more, and the better listener you become, the better questions you can ask, which results in a more meaningful conversation, which also means more speaking time for you. So you can speak more, even if you consider yourself an introvert, by listening well and asking relevant and pertinent questions. By the way, if you want to learn how to ask questions, then check out our top 25 questions you need to know, where you'll learn all about what to ask and answer regarding the most common conversational questions. Number 2, increase speaking time and confidence through experience. Simply put, the more experiences you have in life or experience with certain topics, the more knowledgeable you become. And as your life or work experiences grow, so will your audience. You'll find people coming to you to talk to you. It could be about business, travel, or just your own life stories. If a conversation is about France, and if you've been to France, the conversation will gravitate towards you. Having all that experience makes things easy for you as an introvert. People will come to you, so you don't have to find them. For a language learner, the tricks are to 1. Be knowledgeable about something, and 2. Be able to talk about your experience in the target language. Number 3. Find the right audience. Imagine talking to someone that's not interested in learning languages. They'll give you 100 reasons why they can't learn, never reasons why it might work out for them, right? But when you're talking to an audience that's interested in languages, then you can have a conversation that could go on for hours. So find the right audience to share with. With language learning, it means you need to find native speakers that share the same hobbies or interests as you. Number 4, talk about what you know best. The introvert-extrovert dynamic also depends on how much you know about a topic and what you're most comfortable with. There are topics you may not know enough about, so you won't talk as much. But even the biggest introvert can become a confident speaker once you touch upon a topic they know well. That's where they shine. So if your goal is to be more extroverted, then focus on the things you know about. Or you can always gain experience in topics you don't know much about so you can speak more. Number 5, create opportunities to speak. How? Well, it's hard to stop a stranger and start talking with them without any context, right? But what if you need help finding something at a store or have a question about a dish at a restaurant? Then it's much easier since you're there with a purpose. So you can create these opportunities by going to a restaurant from the country that speaks your target language and speaking with the staff, or asking a taxi driver a question, or asking staff at an information booth a question. So to recap, if you want to speak more, even if you're an introvert, 1, listen like an introvert. 2, increase speaking time and confidence through experience. 3, find the right audience. 4, talk about what you know best. And 5, create opportunities to speak. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about how tipping points will bring you closer to your language goals. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye!
여러분 안녕하세요. 노경진입니다. 여러분은 한국의 근대 역사에 대해서 알고 계세요? 그렇다면 1910년부터 1945년까지 일본 정부가 한반도를 지배하고 있었다는 내용도 들어보셨을 겁니다. 1910년대부터 특히 갑작스럽게 일본의 지배를 받게 되면서 여기저기에서 크고 작은 독립운동이 많이 일어났는데요. 그 중에 가장 큰 독립운동이 1919년 3월 1일에 일어났습니다. 이번 시간에 알아볼 한국의 휴일은요, 이 독립운동이 일어난 3월 1일 3일절입니다. 1919년 3월 1일 독립운동이 일어났을 당시 사람들은 한 가지 구호를 다 함께 외쳤는데요. 여러분은 알고 계신가요? 정답은 이 비디오 마지막에 알려드릴게요. 3.1운동 당시 전국 곳곳에서는 독립운동이 일어났고 많은 사람들이 전국에 있는 형무소에 갇혔습니다. 특히 대표적인 곳이 서울 서대문구에 위치한 서대문 형무소입니다. 서대문 형무소는 일제시대에 만들어진 감옥입니다. 지금도 그중 일부가 공원으로 남아있는데요. 한국의 독립을 위해서 노력했던 수많은 사람들이 이 감옥에서 갇혔고 그중 많은 사람들이 감옥 안에서 목숨을 잃기도 했습니다. 그래서 지금도 3.1절이면 많은 사람들이 이 서대문 형무소를 방문해서 독립운동을 하다가 희생된 사람들에게 감사의 마음을 표현합니다. 서대문 형무소에 갇혔던 수많은 사람들 중 유관순 열사는 지금도 많은 사람들이 기억하는 독립운동가 중 한 명입니다. 유관순 열사는 그 당시 17살, 어린 나이에 독립운동을 하다가 서대문 형무소로 들어오게 되었는데요. 지금도 3.1절이 되면 많은 사람들이 찾는 곳 중 한 곳이 유관순 굴입니다. 햇빛이 들어오지 않는 어둡고 작은 감옥으로 바로 유관순 열사가 갇혔던 지하 감옥입니다. 서대문 형무소뿐만이 아니라 3.1절에 한국에 가면 많은 사람들이 집 앞에 태극기를 단 모습을 볼 수 있을 겁니다. 또 차에 태극기를 달고 다니고 태극기 모양의 옷을 입고 다니는 사람들도 쉽게 볼 수 있는데요. 지금도 한국 사람들에게는 그만큼 3.1절은 뜻깊은 날 중 하나로 자리 잡고 있습니다. 여러분 그거 아세요? 3.1절 날 아침 10시가 되면 한국에서는 전국에 커다란 사이렌 소리가 울립니다. 사이렌 소리가 들리면 사람들은 독립운동을 하다가 목숨을 잃은 수많은 사람들을 위해서 고개를 숙이고 묵념을 합니다. 자, 그럼 여기서 오늘의 퀴즈의 정답을 알려드릴게요. 바로 대한독립 만세입니다. 대한민국이 한국의 정식 국가 명칭이죠. 이 대한의 독립이 영원할 것이라는 의미입니다. 1945년 일본에서 해방된 뒤에 비로소 한국 사람들은 이 말을 아무 걱정 없이 외칠 수 있게 되었습니다. 이번 레슨 어떠셨어요? 새롭게 알게 된 내용들 많이 있으셨나요? 여러분이 태어난 나라에서는 어떤 독립운동들이 있었나요? koreanclass101.com 코멘트란에 남겨주세요. 그럼 다음 시간에 만나요.
Imagine you're waiting in line at the movie ticketing counter. It's your turn to buy tickets next. What do you say? 안녕하세요, 이재입니다. Jerry here. Anyone can learn how to purchase movie tickets in Korea. In this lesson, you'll learn how. Mark and his family are buying tickets at the movie theater. Let's watch.
네, 다음 분.
슈퍼맨 영화 티켓을 사고 싶은데요.
시간은 언제가 좋으세요?
오늘 오후 3시로 해주세요.
몇 분이세요?
4명입니다.
골드 클래스요?
아니요. 그냥 일반 상영관으로 해주세요.
자리는 어떻게 드릴까요?
가운데 있는 자리로 주세요. Now with English.
네, 다음 분.
슈퍼맨 영화 티켓을 사고 싶은데요.
시간은 언제가 좋으세요?
오늘 오후 3시로 해주세요.
몇 분이세요?
4명입니다.
골드 클래스요?
아니요. 그냥 일반 상영관으로 해주세요.
자리는 어떻게 드릴까요?
가운데 있는 자리로 주세요. Here are the keywords from the scene. 다음, 다음, next, 다음, 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 사다, 사다, to buy, 사다, 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 티켓, 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 일반, 일반, regular, 일반, 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 시간, 시간, time, 시간, 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 음, 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 자리, 자리, sit, 자리, 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 영화, 영화, movie, 영화, 영화, 영화. And now a breakdown of some of the Korean you heard in the scene. In the scene, how did Mark ask to buy a movie ticket? 슈퍼맨 영화 티켓을 사고 싶은데요. 슈퍼맨 영화 티켓을 사고 싶은데요. 슈퍼맨 영화 티켓을 사고 싶은데요. It means I want to buy movie tickets for Superman. First, he says Superman, the movie title, and the object 영화 ticket, meaning movie ticket. Next, we have 을, the object marking particle, and the phrase 구입하고 싶은데요, meaning I want to buy. When you want to buy something, simply say the object marking particle 을, and then say 사고 싶은데요. For example, say you want to buy clothes. Clothing in Korean is 옷, so you can say 옷을 사고 싶은데요. Now you try. Say Mark's line.
네, 다음 분.
슈퍼맨 영화 티켓을 사고 싶은데요. And the scene, how did the theater clerk ask how many tickets Mark wanted?
몇 분이세요?
몇 분이세요? 몇 분이세요? It means how many do you have or how many are you? First, it has 몇, meaning what. Then we have the counter for people, 분. This is an honorific term for person, and you can use it when referring to someone you're not familiar with. For less formal situation, you can use 명 and say 몇 명 to mean how many people. The phrase ends with 이세요, which is an honorific way to say you have. Altogether, we have 몇 분이세요? How many do you have? Or how many are you? Now you try. Say the theater clerk's line. 오늘 오후 3시로 해주세요.
몇 분이세요?
Now the lesson focus. Here's how to purchase movie tickets in Korea. There are many special types of movie theaters in Korea. These include IMAX, 4DX, and luxurious class. 4DX theaters feature moving and vibrating movie seats that make screenings more interactive. If you're watching an action movie or racing movie, 4DX is a must try. It costs 1.5 times more than regular tickets. At most chain theaters, you can sit in special theaters with gold class and luxurious class level seats. At these theaters, you can find comfortable couches, seats, and high quality service. It costs 3 times more than regular theaters. Gold and luxurious seats are great for dates because you can have items like wine delivered to your seat. And if you pay extra, you can have your pictures printed on the ticket to create a special gift. After you choose which class you want to see the movie, you can choose the movie and your screening time. Hear what Mark said first. 슈퍼맨 영화 티켓을 사고 싶은데요. It means I want to buy movie tickets for Superman. You can replace this part with the movie that you want to see. Then you can say what time you want to see the movie. In the dialogue, Mark said, 오늘 오후 3시로 해주세요. 3 p.m. today, please. When you purchase tickets at the movie theater or buy them on your mobile application, you can choose where to sit. In Korea, all seats are assigned before the screening when you purchase your tickets. When purchasing your tickets, you'll be given the options 앞자리, front seat, 가운데 자리, middle seat, and 뒷자리, back seat. Most Koreans prefer seats in the middle, so it's good to choose seats in the back if you want to avoid crowded areas. In Korea, you can also reserve and purchase tickets from your smartphone. Each theater has its own respective application that you can download. Once you download the app, choose the theater closest to you and the film you want to see. When navigating theater applications, look for the words 극장 or theater, 상영관 or screen, and 예약하기 or reserve. If you can find and understand these words, it'll be easy to reserve your tickets over the phone. Now it's time to practice your new ability. You are at the movie theater to buy tickets. Ready? Here we go. You want to buy movie tickets for Spider-Man. How do you buy the tickets? 스파이더맨 영화 티켓을 사고 싶은데요. The staff asked you how many tickets you need. You are a group of two. How do you answer?
몇 분이세요?
두 명이요. Great job. 스파이더맨 영화 티켓을 사고 싶은데요. 두 명이요. 잘했습니다. Now, watch the scene one more time. After that, you'll be ready to buy your movie ticket in Korea. 안녕히 계세요.
네, 다음 분.
슈퍼맨 영화 티켓을 사고 싶은데요.
시간은 언제가 좋으세요?
오늘 오후 3시로 해주세요.
몇 분이세요?
4명입니다.
골드 클래스요?
아니요. 그냥 일반 상영관으로 해주세요.
자리는 어떻게 드릴까요?
가운데 있는 자리로 주세요.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is, can busy people actually learn a language? You yourself probably have an answer to this question, right? But whether you can or can't actually has a bit more to do with your mindset than anything else. And in this guide, you'll discover 1. Is it possible for busy people to learn a language and the mindset needed? 2. Mental bandwidth, the one thing that can make or break your language goals. And 3. 5 mindset tricks to make time for language. But first, if you're looking for new free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Talking Online PDF cheat sheet. Learn the must-know internet slang and all the internet-related vocab and phrases in your target language with this PDF cheat sheet. And second, the 40 words and phrases for ordering food writing workbook. With this free resource, you'll pick up must-know words and phrases for the restaurant and practice writing them out as well. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Can busy people actually learn a language? Part 1. Is it possible for busy people to learn a language and the mindset needed? So, can busy people actually learn a language? What do you think? Leave us a comment and let us know. As much as we want to say yes, it's more of a yes or no depending on the person. Why yes? Yes, because many of our members are busy and are learning with our system. And some of you who are watching also fall into this camp. But it also depends on the person because it's more of a mindset thing. Either you think you have time or you don't. For example, many of our members fall into the group of can learn and can find the time, even if they're busy. If you're busy and still want to learn, if you look around, you can always find 5 or 10 minutes a day, like on a commute. Now, if your mindset is the opposite, if you think you can't learn a language or you don't have time, you won't even try, even if you had a resource that was proven to work. Part 2. Mental bandwidth, the one thing that can make or break your language goals. And if you think about it, if you had all the time in the world but felt like you couldn't learn a language, you wouldn't try either. Again, this is why it comes down to the mindset and why it all depends on each individual person. Either you think you can or you think you can't. But it may not always be this black and white either. It can also depend on your mental bandwidth too. Think back to your school days, those few days before exams. It got really busy and you had to stop everything to study, right? You were probably thinking, if I can just get through studying this week and take the test, then next week I can finally start relaxing and doing other things. And if someone asked you if you wanted to hang out, you would say no, because you're busy. But chances are you still managed to spend at least 30 minutes on YouTube or social media. meaning you did have some time, even if you were busy. But the test was occupying your mind and taking up all that bandwidth. So it's also possible that we just don't have the mental bandwidth because we're overwhelmed. And this is a genuine reason for not being able to learn when you're busy. Don't worry, in the next part, we'll show you how to get some bandwidth so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Part 3. 5 mindset tricks to make time for language. So if you've gotten this far, you understand that it is possible to start learning a language, even if you're busy, that you can find the time, but it mostly comes down to your mindset. So how can you develop the mindset? So when you're too busy, it feels like you're overwhelmed and like you don't have control of your time. Well, there are a few things you can do to gain some control of your time, have some breathing room, and learn a bit of language. First, always set small, measurable goals. This is something that we talk a lot about here. For example, learn for 10, 15, or 20 minutes every day. Learn 100 words in 1 month, which means learning 3 to 4 words a day. And the mindset behind this is just being realistic with your goals and what you can do. Because if you're busy, you may not have 1 or 2 hours. And this is a strict rule, especially when starting out with new goals and languages. Always stick to small, measurable goals. Second, lowering your goals and expectations is okay when things get super busy. If you couldn't learn all 100 words for the month and only got up to 40 or 60, that's okay. If you tried learning on Monday and Tuesday but skipped Wednesday and Thursday, that's okay. Sometimes you have to shift priorities, and prioritizing things is a secret to a successful life. You may not get to the goal you wanted to achieve today, but you can get to it next week. Third, it's okay to put language on pause if life gets in the way. Just like with that last point, you can always come back and reach your goal a little later. We often see learners put language on pause, come back later. Some even come back years later. But the key is to come back. Fourth, avoid the all-or-nothing mindset at all costs. And an all-or-nothing mindset is something you'll see in beginners and perfectionists. When you have this mindset, you'll say, language learning requires hours, so there's no point in learning for a few minutes today. But something is better than nothing, and even 5 to 10 minutes of review adds up in the grand scheme. And in the grand scheme, it's more important to be consistent, even if it's just for a minute a day, rather than study for hours once a week. The brain just doesn't work that way. Fifth, do you have a slowdown or relaxing routine that you do on the weekends or whenever you have free time? And if you didn't do it, you'd feel overwhelmed? Leave us a comment and let us know what it is. For some, it could be reading, watching TV, or going to a cafe and doing nothing for a bit. You're there on your own, you don't have much to do in front of you, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes. And if you're settled, you start feeling in control. And that's the point you have some mental bandwidth. You can start doing some time management and plan your week out. You can put in a few minutes of language learning. But if you don't slow down and if you feel overwhelmed, you could have the easiest possible way to learn a language. And you still wouldn't do it. So, back to you. If you were busy, do you think you'd be able to learn a language? Leave us a comment. So, thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Do you record yourself speaking your target language? If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Korean ebook before it's gone.